Shalom. I wanted to take a moment to share here what I shared on my Instagram and Facebook page about the many messages I've received from men who are just struggling to make it during the holiday season. Many of them are lonely, and for some reason, it could be a loss of a loved one, broken relationship, memories of something traumatic happened during this time of year. The holiday season tends to magnify the weight of loneliness, especially with men who are strong. Typically, we're the ones that everyone leans on, often without even asking us to help. And we willingly carry the load for them. But when we need support, it can feel like we're shouting for help, almost like into empty space where no one is listening. And eventually we find ourselves in emotional incarceration, and we stop asking for help after being disappointed so many times. And then we eventually stop talking. But let me warn you, men, when we stop talking, our thoughts can become toxic. And then those toxic thoughts, especially in isolation, can morph into detrimental behavior. Those thoughts can also lead to self-destruction. So we have to be very careful not to go into silence, but be real selective who we share our cares with, and be selective to who we ask. And even deeper, sometimes we have to be selective to who we help. A lot of times we're helping out of wounds instead of what really needs to be done. We make others' priorities an emergency for us. And sometimes we catch ourselves in the last minute helping them for their requests, and then put aside something that we need to do. And at the end of the day, when we complete what they need done, we're frustrated and angry because we didn't do what we should have done. The holiday season for me, I would say it brings up heaviness because I miss my mother. Also, this was a special time for her, even though I don't really get into a lot of the traditions. I miss her presence. And so for many, the quiet moments become almost like moments where they feel like they're about to implode because there's no escape. Everyone is in this one mood of joyous or trying to be happy. And here it is, you're lamenting a loss, or, you just don't feel good in the moment. And what I advise for you, man, even in those quiet moments when the battle seems too heavy to fight, I felt that loneliness. You'll be around a vast group of people. Everyone sees you. Everyone wants you. Everyone needs you. Everyone looks to you for their support, but you still feel lonely. In those moments, I've learned it's best to lift my eyes up to the one who never leaves, who has never forsaken me, who will never forsake you. The Most High sees you, men. He hears you, even when our voice is weak, it's trembling, even when it's silent. Many will not understand because you're strong. And to some extent, that's where I feel we have to hold ourselves responsible. If we keep wearing these Superman capes and perpetually portray an image of stoicism, they only can believe the picture we portray. That's why I really poured my heart out into my new book, and so that we can be more than just in one gear. We can go to second and third gear in manhood. And that incorporates us being more comprehensive. We're more than masculine. We're more than strong. We're more than assertive. We're more than bold. We're more than providers. We're more than protectors. And this is why so many of us, it's hard for us to receive anything sometimes from people because we're always looked to as the ones working. And that's one thing I've been working on lately, is not to be the workhorse, but the war horse, the one that's ready to fight and engage when needed. But when there is no war, he's resting, he's preparing his body for when that time comes. And I feel that's where many of us lose it at times. We stay in what they would call grind mode, or our whole identity is in doing. That's why it's hard for us to sit still. And one man shared to me that during this time of year, everything slows down for him, and it makes him reflect on everything that he needs to do and what he hasn't done and what he's not as a man, rather than everything that he is. And so I encourage you, men, to take those moments more often, so that when the seasons slow down or moments slow down, you won't feel like something strange is happening. You actually would appreciate it. So today, I just wanted to remind you just to stop my day and remind you that you may feel lonely, but you're not alone. Draw close to Yah. He is the only one who can give you strength that you need to overcome everything in this world. And through his son, Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus, you will find rest from your weary soul. For me, that's what keeps me going. Everything else here is conditional. It's based on what we can do, which is why so many of us as men just have become, like my psychotherapists say, have become human doings instead of human beings. And so I encourage you to fight, man, for the life that you desire and deserve. Fight for the reason why the Most High created you. You weren't meant just to be subservient or just a protector and provider, like a security guard or a dad or just an uncle. You're more than that. You're a father. You're a leader. You're a gentleman. You're a nurturer. Some of you are husbands. You're a son. You're a friend. Allow yourself to be more so that you can truly experience more here on this earth. I'm evolving in many areas where I'm learning to just face more of what I feel I'm called to do, instead of always being there for what others are calling me to do. Learn how to say no and not now. To me, that's one of the greatest forms of self-love or self-maintenance. And lastly, my brothers, if possible, reach out to that someone who truly understands what you're going through. And you will know that person, because 9 times out of 10, when you let them talk and share what's on their heart and their mind, they're experiencing what you are, and they feel exactly like you. So again, I just wanted to stop my day just to share with you, be encouraged. Don't allow silence to win during this holiday season. Stand strong, not in isolation though, but in your faith and in connection with the right people, or maybe just one person. I know it may not seem like it, but our voice matters. More importantly, our life matters. Shalom.